Welcome to Next Possession with Coach Shamika Jones. That is me. We are back for another episode. And this episode, we got so much stuff to talk about. Oh my goodness. And you know where I'm starting. I'm starting with UCLA falling to USC. Juju Watkins. Okay, so I'm a coach. I watched the game 3, 4 times. I've watched it, right? And I tried to just be excited about the game, but I can't. Like, it bothers me sometimes that I can't just be happy and excited and a fan, right? I can't help but to see it a certain way and to coach it. And as amazing as that game was, the scoring drought from USC from the second quarter to the mid to end of the fourth quarter, where the only person that scored was Juju, like crazy. Like the stat line. Like, have y'all looked at the stat sheet? In the stat sheet, Juju had 38, 11, 5 assists, 8 blocks, 1 steal, 2 turnovers. Kiki had 13 and 9 and 1 blocks. Only 6 players in total scored. Juju that tough. And Kiki ain't really getting no buckets until the last 3 minutes of the game. And them was all because Juju fed her. Juju beat UCLA by herself. Now, Lauren Betts had 18 and 13 with only 4 turnovers. Kiki Rice stepped up. Kiki Rice is just a really poised and good point guard. 15, 2, 6 assists, 1 turnover, 2 steals, a block. Janiyah Barker had 10, 5, and 2 turnovers. And then London Jones, Lil London had 7 points, right? Other than that, the score was pretty even for UCLA. But USC, 6 players out of their entire roster, and almost everybody that suited up played. Anywho, undefeated, right? I told y'all last week that people that were undefeated were going to fall and fall soon. I said last week that the margin of win for UCLA kept getting smaller and smaller. And what happens is the scouting reports become easier, right? You start to get on synergy and you start to not just watch the full game, but you start to watch this player and this player. And the way that I did it when I was scouting, like when I was really scouting, I would watch a full game, right? Because I need to understand the flow of the game. But more than anything, I would try to chop off the head. I'd find their top 2 to 3 players, and I'm telling my kids exactly how to shut them down, what their go-to move is. If I do this and I shut down this crossover, this is their counter. They like the in and out to a step back. Like, I'm forcing my kids to understand, my players to understand how to stop the head of the beast. And that's exactly what they did. They understood that Lauren Betts likes to camp out in that paint. They understand that if Lil Lund gets off, then the defense has to spread out, which opens up that inside more. And I have complained for a year and a half, almost 2 whole seasons now, about Juju and her defense. And I've always said, you could go back and watch previous shows, even from before y'all knew that I was doing these shows. I've always said that Juju has to choose to play defense. There's no way that you have that much of an IQ on offense and you don't understand what to do on defense, right? It don't work like that. Like, I can't be that skilled and conscious, right? And intentional offensively and not understand defense. And what happened in that UCLA game is that we understood just how much Juju understands defense. So my question to you guys, why don't she play D? The way she played on Lauren Betts, man, that girl was digging into Lauren Betts and on help side, on ball side. We don't help on ball side. Like, there's a shooter on the wing or there's a shooter in the corner. We are taught specifically from the time we start playing basketball not to help out of the corner. She's helping off of the shooter, getting in and digging in and giving a hand to help and then getting back to hers. Not just once, not just twice. I watched one possession where she did it 4 times and she still got the block. That is all desire. And my question to you guys is, why does Juju not play defense all the time? I was excited about the game, right? I was like, okay, this is going to be it. UCLA falling. I knew they were going to fall. It's just basketball, right? I didn't expect Juju to turn up defensively like she did. As a coach, my expectation, understanding that, you know what I'm saying, some games, rivalry games for sure, but some games you just get up more for. I'm expecting Juju to play D all the damn time now. And I don't know when we made it okay for players, males or females, to choose when they're going to play defense. When I was hooping, if I ain't defend, I wasn't playing. I'm really good at coaching defense now because defense is what saved me some games to stay on the floor. I just saw it differently. Why I don't understand. Moving directly into the next misunderstanding of it. Kailyn Gilbert. You know, Kailyn Gilbert that plays for LSU, the Arizona transfer, who has gotten off not once but twice on Tennessee. She got into a press conference after the last game where she had 23 points. Like the big three didn't score like they score. They let KG get off, which means they didn't listen to my scouting report. But hey, whatever. KG got off. KG gets into the press conference, the post-game press conference, and matter of fact, I'm going to just let y'all listen to it.
Another really good game against Tennessee. Is it something about what they do defensively, or is it just a good matchup for you, or how would you just explain the two performances that you've had against Tennessee this season?
I could say that, they picked up the phone too late in the portal, so I was kind of upset about that. So, yeah, that's kind of where you get that fight from every time I play them.
So, y'all confused? Like, I get it, kid. I get it. As a player, when I did play many moons ago, there were certain games that I just knew we had to win. But the natural competitor in me felt like we had to win every game. Now, there were some games that I might have been a little more locked in, but every game I wasn't coming out the game like that in college. I just wasn't. Like, you look it up. I just didn't come out the game. My mindset was that I could win every game and that I was supposed to get off on every game. When did it become okay for these kids to choose when they gonna play? Like, NIL, has it really changed the game that much? Where are my natural competitors? Like, KG's normal stat line, just so y'all know, she scores 10 points a game and 3 rebounds a game. Her season high games for this season, right? 20-plus point games. She got 3. One is against Stanford where she had 25. Tennessee, she had 22, and she won the game with that left-hand floater, right? Tennessee, again, she won. She had 23 points. I just don't understand when it became okay to choose when to play hard. And if it's a mental block, LSU got like 9 coaches on the bench. That's damn near 1 coach per player. I've looked it up. They got mental coaches. They got everything down there. So if it's a mental block, how y'all ain't fixed that yet? But if KG is capable of playing the way that she plays against Tennessee, I'm expecting her to play all the time, just like I'm expecting Juju to play defense all the time. Like, if my child, she learned how to catch a ball this week. My daughter learned how to catch a basketball this week. If she decides she's going to play, she ain't got no choice but to play hard. We ain't got no choice but to work. We ain't got no choice but to play defense. Like, is it the media's fault? Is it NIL's fault? Is it social media's fault? Because all we highlight is points. Why is it that MVPs are based on stat line only and not based on entire effect of the game? Like, who really helps the game? Why don't we look at all of those things? Why is it just stat line? I think because of this culture where all we look at and highlight is stat line, I think we created these monsters. And yes, I'm calling it a monster because that's what it is to me. You can't disrespect the game and just play when you feel like it. I'm sorry. And KG, KG, when she actually play good. Like, she's actually exciting. I've watched a lot of LSU and them games where it ain't Tennessee. KG KG ain't doing nothing. Like, put her on the bench, which is why she's only averaging 10 points, because she's inconsistent in her effort, which is an inconsistent play, which makes it really bad basketball, and Kim Mulkey don't really do that. So, Unrivaled, right? Y'all know that I've been taking my time to really get into Unrivaled. I've been taking my time to get into it, but what I did get into was these 1v1s. Like, these 1v1s, loved every minute of it. Loved literally every minute of it. And the fact that it came down to 3 post players and 1 guard kind of just... Aaliyah Edwards, Arike, Fee, and Z were the final 4 standing. Now, I just put in the corner the way the money was broke down, right? So we all know that the winner of the 1v1 got $200,000. What I didn't know was that the runner-up was going to get $50K, and then the 2 other semifinalists were going to get $25K apiece, which isn't bad. And then the winner's teammates, right, the other 5 people that play on whoever won's team, all got $10,000 apiece. So if you don't know, Nafisa Collier won, and it was just picturesque because Fee won on her signature step back fadeaway, like. But Aaliyah Edwards, baby girl, from that moving screen last year, to being a finalist in 1v1, like, come on, Slim, I'm proud of you. Like, I know Aaliyah Edwards had any of that in her bag. Aaliyah Edwards, what they say, Aaliyah Edwards had a Birkin. Aaliyah Edwards got a little Birkin bag. Like, she was really getting it in. She has the mid-range. She can shoot the 3. It's pretty inconsistent, but the form is good, which means if she just get more, that's all about muscle memory of getting more up. If she get more up, that'll be consistent. Like, and she bangs with the best of them down there. Like, Aaliyah Edwards really surprised me. The first game, Aaliyah won, right? Second game, Aaliyah got tired halfway through. That third game, Fee was just in kill mode. Nafisa Collier, Stewie. All right, I'm gonna leave that in last week. So in the 1v1s, they changed the rules for the championship game. So the games previously to the championship round had all been going to 11. The championship round, it was the best of 3. They went to 8. And it was a 10-minute running clock. So if you didn't get to 8 by the 10-minute running clock, by the time the clock ran out, whoever had the most points is who won, right? That didn't happen. First game, Aaliyah Edwards won 8. I don't remember the final score. And for whatever reason, it's not in my notes. But Aaliyah Edwards won the first one. Nafisa Collier won the next 2. It was just really good to watch. So after that, I was really excited about watching the Asia Wilson and Hennessy 2-versus-2 that had Jackie Young and Chelsea Gray on one team and Dejanay Carrington and Enrique on another team. And that was for a $20K bag, right? And it was during NBA All-Star. I wasn't sure how the crowd would buy into it, but it was a pretty decent crowd out there. It was really good to see Asia's personality as she hosted the game. Like, it was really good to see her personality and to just see her having fun and them having fun. And then you saw when it became competitive, they played a 15-point game. Inside the 3-point line was 1 point. Outside the 3-point line was 2 points. There was no shot clock, which is different from Unrivaled, so it was more relaxed. They got an automatic 30-second timeout after the first team scored 8 points, and then each team got a timeout from there. Jackie Young and, first of all, Chelsea Gray got a little bag out here. And Chelsea, y'all gonna hate me for saying this, but Chelsea don't look like she should move the way that she moves. Chelsea be getting it in. And that was going half speed. Chelsea and Jackie were leading the entire time. And then Arike and Dejanay, Arike just different. Arike just different. Again, Chelsea and Jackie were leading the whole time, the entire game. And then out of nowhere, Dejanay hit a shot, and then Arike got in that bag, and she hit 3s to seal it out. And that was a game. Like, it was over like that. Like, it took forever, and nobody could score, nobody could hit shots. It was just really just terrible, right? And then out of nowhere, Arike. If you didn't watch it, it's all over YouTube. Go watch it. Support women's basketball. Like, I'm just so excited about the growth of the game and everybody that cares about it. Now, we're talking women's basketball, right? We're talking women's basketball. This is next possession where we talk everything women's basketball. But I kind of got to talk about Mac McClung. I don't have a choice. First of all, who goes to the NBA dunk contest where nobody wants to do that anymore, right? I don't know why boy's so scary, but nobody wants to participate. And he scored all 50s. And he wins the dunk contest 3 years in a row. Reigning G League MVP, shoots somewhere in the mid 40s from the field, definitely 80 and above from the free throw line, averaging over his 4-year tenure in the G League around 19 and a half to 20 points a game. I understand that he's 6'2". I also understand now he's 26. Why don't he have no contract? Like, I understand that, dunking, the way that he dunks, like this dude jumped over Kia, he dunked 2 basketballs. Like, he just did some really incredible things last night. I understand that that doesn't translate to winning basketball, but I do understand that the MVP does. I know that there are other players that are 6'2" that are in the NBA. Why they don't give my man Mac McClung a shot? I mean, at least a 10-day or something. Like, why? And he's 26 now, so what does that mean? Like, he gonna age, like, as he's walking into his basketball prime. It's gonna be more lucrative for this dude to go overseas. Like, he ain't making no money in the G League. Like, he got a Puma deal, and he's probably getting some other deals, but he ain't making no real money. Not at 26. You grown at 26. Like, you got to. Why they ain't messing with Mac? I don't really do a lot of NBA. I just think it's bad basketball. It's too many egos. Speaking of the egos, which is why no one wants to participate in the dunk contest no more, which is why the death of the dunk contest is coming. And it's definitely why you'll never see, or at least no time soon, 1v1 or 2s in NBA. You'll never see it. I don't think so. I just think the egos are way too much for that. I don't think their egos can. And that is this week's episode of Next Possession. Make sure it's Sunday. Saturday is a really big day. If you don't have the ESPN Plus app, get that app. There are hundreds and hundreds of really good basketball programs on all levels, not just these big teams. Make sure you download, pay for that app. Support women's basketball all day Sunday. There are games on all week. Now, since it is Sunday, here go the games that I'm going to watch today. I'm watching Tennessee and Ole Miss at 12 on the SEC Network. I really think that Ole Miss and Tennessee will match up well just because of the style of play and the type of athletes. They have the same type of hoopers and athletes on both teams. So I think that'll be a good one. Then you got USC and UConn at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on ABC and Disney+. We got NC State, UNC at 2 on ESPN. Texas and LSU at 3 on ABC. Right after that UConn South Carolina game. I'm going to go ahead and say Texas got LSU. I think LSU is taking another loss tonight. And then the next game that I'm going to watch will not be until 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm going to watch the UCLA Michigan State game that comes on the BTN network. And the reason that I'm going to watch this, Michigan State is really, really good in their press. I don't think they get enough press about how good they are. And I want to see how UCLA, please don't chop me up in these comments. It was a common human mistake. I want to see how UCLA bounces back after that loss, especially against a team that's going to take the USC scout, work on that, and apply that pressure, because that's what Michigan State does. So, again, Tennessee, Ole Miss 12, UConn, South Carolina at 1, NC State, UNC at 2, Texas, LSU at 3, and then I'm watching USC and Michigan at 9 p.m. All right, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you leave comments, like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell. Please share this video, and I really need y'all to tell me when we decided to start letting these people play when they felt like playing, when that became a thing. I don't know who the gatekeepers were when I stopped playing, and maybe it happened in them years that I decided to leave the college level before I got to this youth level. But talk to me about it, and let's figure out how to fix that. All right, I hope y'all have an amazing week. Be blessed, and I will see y'all next time. Peace.